Okay. So thanks, John, for joining me today. We're going to try to demo the support resources Get implementation. Basically, create a reference architecture from support resources. And John doesn't have any experience with that, so hopefully this will go well and it will be easy, and we will run through any problems that others might encounter.
Okay, thanks for that.
Cool. Yeah, thanks for joining me. Do you mind sharing your screen so we can start looking at the project and
Yep.
the example thing? Okay, I see it.
I think I have
cool. So let's go to support resources. I like that you have almost as many tabs open as I do.
Apologies. Did a lot of reading about CI/CD. Yeah, I took a ticket yesterday.
No worries. Hey, Jason.
Yeah. I think I have your. Yep. Is this up?
Yep. Looks like it. So we're going to start from the example, which is in the examples folder in the repo. The second one, yeah. And then the very first one is get ref arcs.tf. So we're going to grab that and create a new branch with the content of this file. Yeah. Actually, we're going to create them because if you're going to do it here, I don't think it's going to run. So we're just going to create a new John L.tf file in the root. Yeah, a new branch.
Okay. Let's just not follow the pattern.
You already, okay. It's
try this.
Formatting.
What? Let's try it again.
I think you need to use dashes. Maybe underscore don't work in branches.
Let's see. Maybe I have these branches already created. This is weird. Let me see the branch names. Just J-Little will do instead.
Yeah, just some name.
What?
That's weird.
That
I didn't know you can put caps. Yep. Anywho, so we're going to need to add a, well, first of all, the license file. We're going to need a license file that we're going to reference in the TF file, the Terraform file. Yeah, so just upload that to the root, or I mean, just wherever we can then.
So it's in my documents license.
Yeah, just upload the license folder or whatever.
To here?
Yeah.
Create a new folder, or would you just upload the license?
Whatever. I mean, I typically do a folder, but if you want, you can put it in the root.
I don't know. Let's go
new upload file.
Let's do
or that. Yep. And now again, upload file. And do the license name. Cool. Okay. And now in the root, let's do john.tf and copy paste the stuff in examples.
So here, so you want me to go to examples? And then here.
Yeah, we're just gonna copy. Yeah, we're gonna copy the content, and we're gonna paste it in your john.tf file that's going to be in the root of the repository.
So
Yep.
So I've copied it. Here's my branch. So where do you want me to put it?
Just do a new file.
Okay.
And name it whatever.tf. John, yeah. .tf, yeah. And then just copy paste that, yeah. And don't submit just yet, don't commit. We need to remove the slash asterisk in the beginning and at the end, because that's basically commenting out the whole thing. Okay. Yeah, and then we have to put your SSH key in there. Do you have another branch where you have that already, or?
You can, stored in your projects, isn't it? Where is your SSH key stored? Isn't it stored somewhere here?
I think you have a branch where you already have like a TF file. Have you used support resources before?
Yep.
Okay, so on your other branch, you should have your SSH key, just like in this case. So you've probably defined that already somewhere. Yeah, just go to branches and search for your branch. I think that'd be faster. So there, yeah, and then do John Little or. Look, J Little branch GitLab runner. Let's try that. And there's GitLab instance runner TF file, the one before last. Yeah. And there's an SSH key. So copy that.
Where am I? I should really close a lot of these down. Okay.
All right. Looks good. Just, yeah, delete that first part. Okay. Cool.
Anything else?
Let's see. Well, email, but that's not really relevant. That's just for your SSL. So I mean, you can leave that in, or we're not using SSL either way. So yeah. And then labels, that's fine. Yeah, the rest. And one other thing that you need to replace is wherever it says Vlad S, just do John, but do Control F so we can do it all over the place. Yeah, and then push the sign that says bigger than, just before, just in front of Vlad S. There's a, I don't see your cursor. No. I mean, in the search box.
Oh.
At the, yeah, there, and then, yeah, just do John, or, yeah, and then replace all the other one. Yeah. And yeah, it should have replaced all of them. Okay, looks good. Let's see, just a second.
Commented out.
Yeah, that one, you can take that out, because that, yeah, and then put another one at the end, at the very end, because there's multiple configurations as examples, so you don't need all of them. You just do the very first one. Yeah, that's it. And let's go up again. Hopefully that's the 1K. Yeah, 1K. It says 1K in the title. Okay. So at this point we should be ready.
Here. So where's it specify 1K? Sorry, Vlad. So
yeah, no
it's
worries.
in here.
Go ahead.
Is it where's the 1K? Where's it specified?
So the 1K is basically, you have to pull that. If you scroll down a little bit, there's a link there in gray. So if you follow that, that's actually an example of a 1K architecture. And there's actually more examples like that for 2K, 3K, 4K, 4, 5, 10K, etc. So those are under the Get project.
And
if you want, you can open.
What does the
Sorry?
K represent? What does the K represent?
1,000. It's 1,000 users. It's from our reference architecture setups.
Okay, yes, get you now.
Okay, so see, there's 10K, 1K, whatever, Terraform, environment, and this is it. The only difference is that it says somewhere towards the middle, actually lower from the middle, it says HA proxy external, blah, blah, blah. That's actually missing in, that one, that line. You don't need to add that. That's just something that support resources takes care of automatically. Okay. The way Get works is you're supposed to create an IP address to actually provide to your external HA proxy. But okay, that's done in the background in support resources.
Okay.
So at this point, and if you want to do like a 10K reference architecture, which is 2,000 users or 5 or 10,000 users, there's other examples in there. So you just need to add more nodes. So elastic node count would be 3, for example, for a 10K. NFS would still be 1, but Rails nodes would probably be 3. You would see some other types of nodes like prefect and a lot of other components.
So to clarify, in layman's terms, each one of these is a GitLab node. This one here is for Elastic. This one here is for NFS.
Exactly.
For Rails.
The first variable, it's the number of nodes. So it's just going to be the one Elastic search node. And then Elastic machine type, that's just the type of machine in GCP. So it's going to be an N1 standard 4, which is something like 2 CPUs with 16 gigs of RAM and some other stuff. So that's just to know the spec that you're using.
Yeah.
And for example, between the 10K and the 50K, there's no difference in the number of servers and like the layout, but the machine types are beefier in the 50K. Yep. So yeah, that's where the difference is there.
Do these run on GCP or?
Yeah, it's GCP.
Okay.
Cool. Okay, so at this point, you can click commit. And that's it. We're supposed to be seeing if you go to CI/CD on the left, or click well, you're not seeing it yet, the thing, the pipeline. But yeah, it's running. And it's going to take about 20 minutes, 20 something. I mean, we've cut that down from like 50. It used to run very slowly. But let's say that, for example, in a 10K architecture, which is as high as I went in testing, because it gets really expensive after a certain point, it spins up about 40 something servers. So you can imagine that amounts to some costs. So yeah, and in this particular, go ahead.
And so how do we, once it spins up, I understand it provides the URL and the password. How do we then run it down? So
you just comment out everything. So you just comment out and then submit, and then it will deprovision everything.
Got you.
Yeah, but obviously your entire setup will go down, will cease to exist. So don't count on the persistence of data or anything.
Yeah, is there cost? Obviously, there's a cost associated with
so
GCPs.
One of the things that I wanted to point out is, so for a 10K, but okay, some things changed since that benchmark. We actually use less servers now by 5 or something. But they actually run a test, and having a 10K architecture running in GCP for 1 month adds up to something like $7,600 before discounts and all that stuff that GitLab gets. But anyway, that's a lot of money, right? It's a whole lot of money to just have something lying around. So yeah, we have to be careful to not forget about our resources, and that's why we have Frugal times and all the other good things. But still,
can you elaborate a little bit about that?
Frugal times, it's actually in the README. We actually have some time. So if you want to go to the README, just click repository. And if you scroll down, I think the second, keep going. See Frugal resources. So those are some labels that you add to your instances to basically have them shut down when you're not working. So by default, I think your resource, if you don't add the labels, you will have.
So let's look at mine. And do I have these added Frugal times?
Yeah, we can actually see those. It says Frugal hours equals non-available minus 19. Not available means you don't have a starting hour. So whenever it will get shut down, it will not be restarted automatically. So your resources will be running until your 7 o'clock. And after that, they will be automatically shut down and never restarted again, unless you do it manually. You can, instead of the NA thing, you can put there 09, and it will actually restart it every morning at 9 o'clock and then shut it down at 7 in the evening.
So just to clarify, Vlad, what does the NA represent?
So that means you are not specifying a starting time. So that means that it will not start automatically.
Okay.
So you need, so let's say you spin up something now. If you leave it like this, it will shut down at your 7 o'clock, so 1900 hours.
Okay,
and
so 19 represents hours.
Yeah. And it will not start again. You need to start it manually. So you actually have to go into the GCP console, look for all your resources with the prefix that we've set, and then basically start them up to use them again.
Okay.
If you don't like that, if you want to have it waiting for you at 9 o'clock in the morning, you can set 09 there and at, or whatever, 07 or whatever time you need, and you can have it start up automatically. So it will start every morning at 9 o'clock, let's say, and then be shut down at 7, and then the next day again at 9, and then again shut down at 7, and it will not be up over the weekend. So that doesn't apply to weekend. It will be shut down, but you can obviously start it manually. Sorry. Okay. And there's also an option. That says Frugal skip. So the label is Frugal minus skip equals true, and that means don't ever shut this down, because this is important. I need it, but you actually have to go in there and add the label. If you don't add a label, it will just shut it down at, I believe it's 7 or 6 in the afternoon. In the afternoon of, so the time zone is of the region, GCP region that you've chosen. So for you, it's Europe West 4, which I think is in the Netherlands. So it would be 6 o'clock Netherlands time. It will be shut down and then restarted at 9. And that's the default behavior. So if you don't add anything, your resources will be shut down at 6 and restarted at 9.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Thanks for explaining it. One thing I would note is that we did not our.
Oh yeah, you're right. It's probably gonna fail. So that's a good thing to point out. Yeah, we need to add the proper path.
I think it was.
So
license,
let's see.
It was license.
So it's license, not licenses, and then the name. So cancel the last S.
Oh yeah, I'll go in and cancel the pipeline.
Yeah, it's still running, but I think it will fail at the Ansible part where it's not gonna like the.
So, and this is case sensitive, yeah.
Yep. Actually, the path, I don't think it's case sensitive, but so, and it's gitlab.license gitlab.gitlab minus license. Yep. I hope that's right. I should have copied it, but yeah, I think it's good. And one thing I would do now is I would actually change the name. So copy the name of the module. So John Little Ref Arc 01 1K. So that whole thing. And I want to replace that with like the same but 02, just to change the name. So it gets respawned basically. Yep, replace all and then commit. I think you already canceled the pipeline, right?
Yeah, I did.
Okay, cool.
And we have our NA. Okay, I'm going to put that NA to 15, or sorry, 17.
Be careful not to, not to hit that while we're in the demo, because you will see your resources being shut down from underneath you. So.
Okay, that was leave it for this instance. Okay, so that's run and.
Yep. Let me actually check on my end to see. Cool.
I think I have to create the merge.
Yeah, no, it's good. It's running and the other one is canceled. So that's good. Maybe we should also go through some of the options in the module, because there's some stuff in there, not just the resource types. There's also some options that you have when you're spinning that up. So let's see the jlittle machine.tf file again. Yeah. So yeah, just scroll a little bit. That's it. So see where it says prefix. That's actually the name of your resource stack. So that's going to be if you're looking for your resources in the GCP console, you're going to be looking for that. Then the project, you're passing the support resources GCP project. I think that's also, I mean, that can be missing because we are defaulting to the support resources project. But if you're using it somewhere else, you would need to pass that. The labels we've discussed, so Frugal times, Frugal hours, and it also has a label with your username and support team and some other things. And you can add more if you'd like. The zone is where your resources are located. License path, obviously, we've just changed. We should have done this before we actually hit commit, but anyway, the first time. The GitLab version, you can specify it, or you can actually leave that blank and you will get the latest. Or actually have it missing, comment that out. Ansible SSH key and GCP credentials, that just needs to be there. You don't need to touch that. So that's it. I mean, that's all the things that you can put in. And then the rest of the stuff, so that's in between those hash lines, that's basically taken out of get and just put here from to actually define the reference architecture. Okay. And then we define the source of the module, and that's it. And then the last part is the output that we need, just so Terraform displays nicely what you've created, and like your password and your IPs and DNS entries and all the other good stuff. Yeah, if you'd like, actually, let me look. Yeah, while this is spinning up, I think it's gonna be a few more minutes, like maybe 15 or so. I can share and I can show you what my previous run looks like. That's a 10K, so it's a little bit more involved. Okay, let's do that. But just to see like the output and all the other stuff. Let's see here. Okay. Okay. Are you seeing my screen?
Yep.
Okay. So that's your pipeline. that's running now. And I ran one just before the, I mean, it was running while we were still speaking. So that amounted to 37 minutes. Not bad. I've seen it complete in like 32, but that's as low as it gets. And yeah, I mean, this is the output. Don't be too scared about it. It's easy to follow along. Actually, you don't need to see all of it. You can just go to the end, and then there's like your stuff. Well, I've spun up a few more things as well, but what you need to see is this. So this is the DNS entry for your okay. And then you have your GitLab password, which is automatically generated.
It's always root. Yep.
Yeah. And that's it. I mean, you're in. And if we go to C, it's probably going to be 13.11.2 because that's what I've put in there. And there's a license as well. 200 users license, because I've added a license. I believe that if you don't, actually no, I'm certain that if you don't add a license, it will fail because it requires it. And yeah, here it's basically a description of what has been generated. You can go through this or not. The useful stuff is at the end. But yeah, so for a 10K architecture, so that's how I know. It's like there's 3 console nodes, and then there's 3 Elastic nodes, and then Gitly, 3 Gitly nodes, and then a GitLab NFS node, 4 Gitly Rails nodes, an HA proxy, an external HA proxy, and then an internal HA proxy, 3 PG bouncers, which would be these 3 right here, 3 Postgres nodes, 3 prefects, 1 prefect Postgres, so the DB for prefect, 3 Redis cache nodes, 3 Redis persistent nodes, and 4 sidekicks, and I think that's it. But that's a lot, right?
Yep.
And if you actually want to visualize this, you can go here to reference architectures, and yeah, this is it. So this is what you're spinning up, and the object storage that go with it. So 4 sidekicks, 3 consoles, whatever I just mentioned before.
Okay.
Yeah, you have a question.
Just the object storage. Which can you go back to the object storage node?
Sorry?
Is the object storage node also? Where is that?
That's in GCP as well.
Okay. And automatically it's HTTPS. Is there an option?
No, it's HTTP. Get doesn't support HTTPS yet. So that's a limitation on Get's part. So it's HTTP. If you look.
Yeah, no, not sorry, not Get. It's the URL. I mean, is the URL
yeah.
the actual? Is it HTTP?
Yeah, it's HTTP. It's not HTTPS. See
okay.
it's yeah.
Okay, so then for what happens for, I know, for example, in container registries, you need HTTPS. Is there a way around this or is it always going to be HTTP?
I mean, you can do stuff afterwards. So after you've installed GitLab and like the whole stack, you can actually go in there and do the HTTPS related stuff. But that's considered a manual step at this point. Okay. Not sure about the plans. I can ask about that in the next Get sync. But yeah, I mean, that's a limitation as far as I know for right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I was setting it up recently, and I knew I had to have HTTPS, which was a little bit of a pain.
Yeah.
Not using this manually.
So your pipeline is still running. It's going to be a while still, but I mean, I can see already that it started to do the Ansible part. So I know, because I mean, this is the output that we compile and create, and like this is the Ansible configuration files. And then see, it says running playbook. That's actually Ansible starting to run after it's been configured. One thing that I can show you, which is pretty cool. Let me actually grab the link for the console.
Oh, that's interesting. So it actually provides a console link to GCP.
Okay, so if I take your prefix, this is your prefix, the one that you've said we were discussing before. If you go here, still loading, it's fine. Okay, so if you go here, you can actually look for that, or the labels, but this is easier. Well, without the dots at the end. And there's your resources, right? This has been generated. In comparison, I can also show you mine, which is 10K. Yours is only 1K. So you saw it's only one Elastic, one Rails, one NFS, and so on. So actually not that one. And so on and so forth. But a 10K looks, let me just grab the prefix. 10K looks like this. See, so way more stuff.
Yeah, it's a lot of machines.
It's 37 servers, resources, which have firewalls and IP addresses and a lot of stuff attached to them. So that's why, I mean, we kind of, I mean, we're free to use this, but we have to be mindful of the resources that we're spinning up. So, I mean, yeah, we can go, for example, and check out this console box, and we'll just see the labels that we've set and like the tags that we're using in the firewalls. See, so I have Frugal skip set to true because that's how I set it in my here in my code. But yours will be not available 19, so it will be shut down. Another label is your branch, the branch that you are spinning that up from, so you can actually go into the project and look that up and see what's up with that branch if you find some resources that you didn't know you had. And then, yeah, a bunch of things that are also related to Get. And then owner, project, and user.
Okay.
So
can I share my desktop 1 second just to get to the same position as you?
Sorry, can you repeat?
Can I share my desktop so I can get to the same screen that you are currently?
Okay, sure. Sure. I'm also going to scroll down to see the tags. Where are they? Never see them. Oh, okay, here they are. So these are the network tags, which we use to set up firewall rules. And I mean, I can show you the firewall rules as well, and like the whole, even the state. Let me know if you need me to show you anything.
No, actually, I found it. It's okay. I found it. And just
So it's VM instances, and then you just search for your prefix, and then there should be a list of things.
So I'm in instances now. Let me just check.
Yeah. Do you want to share?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna start my sharing.
So I'm in instances now, and
Yeah. Yep.
Share.
And then if you look for your prefix here, yep. I think it's the ref arc 2 now.
Yeah.
But
so
yeah.
Here's it here.
Yeah. So
Start so that I can see that there's 1, 2, 3, 4.
yeah, the 01 ones are from the pipeline that you canceled, and those
Yep.
will get cleaned out at some point from this pipeline. So you don't need to worry about those.
Okay. And at the moment I can see that there's 1, 2, 3, 4. How many would we expect in 5?
You can just do ref arc 02, so Gitlab ref arc 2, and it will just show you those that I mean with the current prefix. O2, yeah.
Yeah, 5. Yeah, that's okay. Well, that's everything from my perspective, Vlad. Thanks for taking the time to demonstrate. That's very useful. And
Yeah.
if you could send me the recording for future reference, because I'm like a goldfish and I'll forget.
Yeah, no worries.
Yeah. Okay, buddy.
So now the only thing would be for the pipeline to complete. I think it's gonna be like 5 more minutes. I don't know. Do you have to jump or?
Yeah, I have to pick
Okay.
my son up.
Okay.
Yeah, if I have any problems, I'll contact you. But I'm just looking at the pipeline. It's still ticking around, still saying, still creating. So
actually, I can hang on the line and until it finishes, even if you have to drop. And I mean, for the sake of those following along, just to show them the pipeline completed and what the output looks like.
Okay, sounds good. And I'll stay on. And if you're still here when I come back, I'll rejoin.
Cool. But I
Okay,
think
buddy.
it's gonna be just like 5 more minutes. So
okay, no problem.
Cool.
Bye.
Cheers.
Thanks.
Thanks for joining. Okay, so I guess I can also explain what's going on here. So I've said the playbooks have started. They're actually running in parallel. There's a way to do that in Get when running Ansible. You can run them sequentially or in parallel. The sequential run is more verbose. It shows you more information like what's going on, what operations are going on. This is just showing you that it's still creating, and yeah, it just says when it's finished and successful. At the end, though, if your pipeline fails for whatever reason, in the artifacts you will have logs for the Ansible run and like a bunch of logs for Terraform as well. Mostly the issues that arise are from Ansible. Terraform is pretty light in the sense that it's done in like 6 minutes. And then the rest of like 15 to 30 minutes is Ansible running a bunch of commands. So yeah, we see now Postgres playbook finished and GitLab Rails. So I think this is the step before the last one. So one more after this, the post upgrade playbook. Another thing that would be interesting to see is the configuration files that were generated. So these would be the ones that Get is also referencing when saying to create a var.yaml file in the documentation. So this is the file that's actually being run, and you will find that in the artifacts as well. And there's where is it? It's executing. 1 second. Yeah, so inventory GCP YAML, and this is the content of that. And again, you'll find those in the artifacts. So essentially, if you're trying to start up using Get, you can use this as a baseline, as a reference point to kind of see what it's supposed to be configured as and the structure of the files. And then do your own manually, do like the Terraform run and then the Ansible run, and create that structure, because I know a lot of people struggle with that in the beginning. One thing that I should also point out, I don't know if we can still see that. Yeah, we can still see it. We are now using a custom image. This is the name. Okay. We used to use like a Alpine image and then install a bunch of things that we needed during the runtime. Now we're to save time and to make it more efficient, we actually create an image that we deploy that has all the stuff that we need, like Python, Ansible, Terraform. We're actually installing separately during the runtime because we want to actually be able to set the version from outside. But like Gcloud that we are using for authentication and stuff, that's also pre-installed in this image. So we don't have to wait for it to install during the runtime. So that cuts the time. Okay, let's see where we are. I think we're supposed to be about done. Nope, still a little bit left, maybe 2 or 3 minutes. And then I just want to look really briefly at the artifacts, since I've mentioned it, and the structure in there. Okay, so post configure, that will take about 1 minute. So, and then we'll see the output and the artifacts structure. Another thing that I might want to mention is that if you're using an older version of Terraform, let's say 12.4, and you have instances that are spun up on there, and you want to upgrade to use the version of Terraform that actually allows you to do this kinds of stuff like reference architectures, you will need to upgrade your version. So that means changing the version from 12.4 to first 13.7. Just change the version, run it once, it will update the state file, nothing will get created. It will just take a short while, and then go to 14.4, which is the minimum for reference architectures for the Get integration. And then we see where we've completed the run successfully. All playbooks finished after 19 minutes. And yeah, we see that we have our resources here, just like I went previously with John. What I wanted to look at is this stuff. So you will have Gitlab-Environment-Toolkit and TF state. And if you go in here, you'll also have the logs to look at if something fails or whatever. If you want to see the structure, you can go back to, well, you can download this whole directory and go to Ansible, and you will have the entire structure that you need to actually run Ansible manually. So you can download this and then go in your console to this location and then run Ansible playbook, whatever, minus all that whole thing from the Get instructions. And yeah, you'll see in environments, support resources, inventories, you'll see the vars.yaml file and inventory gcp.yaml files, which I've highlighted in the pipeline as well. So these are the ones that you have to compile to actually be able to run it. And obviously the environment file, which is in Terraform somewhere. One more. Terraform environments. Oh, not here. Modules. Gitlab Ref Arc. Somewhere around here. Instance. Hang on, I have it bookmarked in Chrome. Oops. It's not the right one. Actually, it is. If you go here, oh. Yeah, so this is the one that you need to create. Yeah, you can find that in the artifact. So yeah, that's it. If you have any questions, please feel free to contact me, and I will set up a pairing session or answer your questions. Thanks. Bye.